All right, so today we're diving into something I know a lot of people are curious about.
Yeah.
Confluence versus GitBook.
Oh, yeah, a classic.
Which one is really better for documentation needs?
Well, for this deep dive, we're tapping into some expertise from a guy named Curt Robbins,
Okay.
senior technical writer, and he's worked with some big names.
Yep.
FedEx,
Wow.
Microsoft, Wells Fargo, even so.
He's seen it all.
He knows his stuff.
Exactly. So what really stood out to you when we were going through his analysis?
Well, the first thing that Robbins points out is that there's no, clear winner.
Oh, interesting.
It's not like one is definitively better than the other.
Okay.
It really depends on your needs and the way you work.
So we need to figure out what's right for each individual situation.
Exactly.
Got it. So what are some of the things we should be thinking about based on what Robbins says?
Well, he highlights a few key factors, like how important is real-time collaboration for your team?
Okay.
How comfortable are you with Markdown?
Right.
And are you already using other Atlassian tools?
Gotcha. So it's not just about the features in isolation. It's about how well they mesh with how we already work.
Right, it's all about the fit.
Okay, let's start with Confluence then.
Yeah.
What is it all about?
So Confluence is built around this wiki-style approach, which makes it really powerful for teams that need to collaborate in real time.
Okay, so like imagine live brainstorming sessions.
Yeah, exactly. Or project updates,
Ooh,
meeting notes, that kind of thing.
got it.
Anywhere you need multiple people contributing and making changes at the same time.
Ah, so that's where the wiki part comes in.
Exactly. Everyone can jump in, edit things, comment, keep things moving.
I can see how that would be great for teams that move really fast.
Absolutely. And if your team is already using Jira for project management or Bitbucket for code repositories,
Yeah.
Confluence integrates seamlessly.
Nice.
It becomes this central hub for all your project information.
Well, that's really useful, especially if you're already using the Atlassian suite.
Right. It's like all your tools are talking to each other.
Yeah, and it simplifies things.
Streamlines your workflow for sure.
Okay, but I'm guessing there are some downsides too. Robbins wouldn't be giving us a balanced view otherwise.
You're right, there are some things to consider.
Okay, like what?
Well, Robbins mentions that there can be a bit of a learning curve,
Really?
especially when you start using the more advanced features.
So you can't just jump right in and be an expert.
It might take a little time to get up to speed.
Got it. What else?
Another thing he points out is that the Markdown support is a bit limited.
Hmm.
You can use Markdown in Confluence, but it's not as smooth or as powerful as in a platform like GitBook.
Right. So if your team is really into Markdown, that might be a deal breaker.
Yeah, it could be a factor for sure.
Interesting. Anything else to keep in mind?
Well, Robbins does hint at another potential challenge, and that's the search functionality,
Oh, yeah. Search can be a pain.
especially when you have a ton of documentation.
Totally like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It can be tough to find what you're looking for.
So it sounds like Confluence is great for real-time collaboration,
Yes.
especially for teams that are already using Atlassian tools.
Hmm.
But there are some things to watch out for, like the learning curve,
Yes.
the limited Markdown support, and the search function.
Right.
Okay, so let's switch gears and talk about GitBook.
Okay.
What's different about this platform?
So GitBook is all about Markdown.
Okay.
They have a Markdown-first philosophy, which makes it a favorite for developers and technical writers who love that style of writing.
Yeah, Markdown is great for a clear, concise documentation.
It is, and GitBook makes it even better.
How so?
Well, it goes beyond just editing. You can create really professional-looking documentation websites with GitBook.
Oh, wow.
It's perfect for things like API documentation
Got it.
or knowledge bases, anything you want to share publicly.
So it's not just about the content. It's about presenting it in a way that looks good and is easy to use.
Exactly. It's about making a good impression, especially for people outside your team.
That makes a lot of sense. And what about collaboration?
Well, because it integrates with Git, version control is built right in.
Ah, so you can track changes.
Yes.
And revert to previous versions if you need to.
Exactly.
That's really helpful when multiple people are working on the same document.
It is. It keeps things organized and prevents conflicts.
But I'm guessing GitBook isn't perfect either.
Well, Robbins does point out that it might not be the best choice if real-time collaboration is your top priority.
Okay.
The collaborative features aren't quite as robust as Confluence.
So you can't really jump in and edit at the same time.
Not in the same way, no.
Interesting. So it's a trade-off.
It is. GitBook is more about controlled collaboration, while Confluence is more about that free-flowing exchange of ideas.
Got it. Any other limitations?
Well, another thing to consider is that GitBook is SaaS only.
Me.
You can't host it on your own servers.
Okay.
You have to use their cloud-based platform.
So that could be an issue for companies with strict security requirements.
Yes, or for those that need to keep their data in specific locations.
Makes sense. And now for the real shocker.
Yeah, this
Uh,
is where things get interesting.
Okay, what is it?
Robbins reveals that a lot of companies are actually using both Confluence and GitBook together.
Really? They're not choosing one or the other, they're using both?
Exactly. They've
Yeah.
figured out how to use the strengths of each platform to create a really comprehensive documentation solution.
Okay. I am intrigued. Tell me more about how that works.
Well, they might use Confluence for all their internal knowledge sharing and collaboration,
Yeah.
taking advantage of the real-time editing and the integration with other Atlassian tools.
Makes sense.
And then they'll use GitBook for creating polished, public-facing documentation,
Okay.
using its markdown capabilities and its ability to generate beautiful websites.
Well, so they're getting the best of both worlds.
Exactly. And I think this highlights Robbins' main point.
Which is?
It's not always about choosing one tool over another.
Mm.
It's about understanding your needs and finding the right combination of tools that will help your team be successful.
Okay, I'm starting to see the light here. It's not Confluence versus GitBook.
Right?
Confluence and GitBook working together.
It's about choosing the right tool for the right job. And sometimes that means using multiple tools.
So how can we help people figure out if this dynamic duo approach is right for them?
We need to look at some specific scenarios where this blended approach really shines.
All right, let's do it. I'm ready to get into the details.
Let's go. Okay, so let's imagine for a second you're a software company.
Okay,
And you've got all sorts of documentation needs.
right.
You've got your internal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
design docs, meeting notes, project plans, all that.
Yeah.
But then you've also got external facing material.
Right, like API documentation for developers,
Exactly.
user guides for customers.
Yeah. And those are totally different audiences.
Right, you can't just use the same thing for everyone.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
where this blended approach can be really helpful.
Okay, I'm listening.
So think of Confluence as your internal command center.
Okay.
It's where your team gets together to brainstorm, throw around ideas, track progress, keep everyone on the same page.
So it's all about that real-time collaboration we were talking about.
Absolutely. It's that live energy.
Like that war room you see in movies with whiteboards and sticky notes everywhere.
Yeah, exactly that kind of vibe.
And because it integrates with Jira, it's perfect for agile teams.
Right. Developers can link their code directly to Jira tickets.
So everyone knows what's going on.
Yeah, no more silos, no more miscommunication.
I like it, but what about that external-facing documentation?
Right.
Yeah.
We can't just throw that into Confluence.
No, our customers don't need to see all that.
And that's where GitBook comes in.
Okay, tell me more.
GitBook is all about polish and presentation.
Okay.
It's like taking those raw ideas from Confluence
Uh-huh.
and turning them into a beautifully organized knowledge base.
So it's like the elegant storefront to Confluence's messy workshop.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm with you. But how do we actually move from Confluence to GitBook?
Is there like a magic button?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, not a button exactly, but it's not as hard as you might think.
How so?
The key is to think about your content strategically from the very beginning.
So we're not just dumping everything from Confluence into GitBook.
No.
Okay, good.
It's more about choosing the right pieces of information
Right.
and then crafting them with that external audience in mind.
So we're talking about purpose-built documentation,
Exact.
tailored to the specific needs of our audience.
You got it.
But isn't that going to be more work?
What do you mean?
Now we're essentially managing two separate sets of documentation.
That's a fair point. But remember, it's not about duplicating everything.
Okay.
It's about choosing what to share and where.
Okay, so it's like curating an art exhibit.
Yes, exactly.
You don't just put every painting you own on display
Right. You choose the pieces that tell a story.
and present them in a way that's engaging.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that analogy. But what about keeping those two sets of documentation in sync?
Ah, good question. What happens when things change? Well, that's where GitBook's version control comes in handy.
Okay.
Because it's integrated with Git, any changes you make are tracked.
Oh, I see.
So if you update something in Confluence,
Uh-huh.
that's also in your GitBook documentation.
Yep.
You can easily update the GitBook version.
Without starting from scratch.
Exactly.
So it's like having a single source of truth,
Yes.
but with different presentations for different audiences.
That's the idea.
I like it, but I'm still a bit stuck on the content creation process.
Yeah.
How do we go from that free-flowing collaboration in Confluence to the structured format of GitBook.
That's where Markdown comes in.
Okay.
Even though Confluence's Markdown support isn't as strong,
Right.
it's still a valuable tool for creating structured content.
So we can use Markdown in Confluence to get things started.
Exactly.
And then when we're ready to publish, we can move that content over to GitBook.
And use GitBook's full Markdown capabilities.
To create those beautiful documentation sites.
Well, exactly.
And this is where Robbins' insights are so helpful.
What do you mean?
He's not just telling us which tool is better.
Right.
He's helping us understand how to use them together.
To create a custom solution.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's say our listeners are on board with this approach.
Okay.
Where should they begin?
Well, the best place to start is with your audience.
Okay.
Who are you creating this documentation for?
Right.
What do they need?
What are their expectations?
What format will work best for them?
Because documentation is all about serving your audience.
Exactly.
Whether that's your internal team
Uh-huh.
or your external customers.
Got it. So once we understand our audience, then what?
Then you can start mapping out your content strategy.
Okay.
What information goes in Confluence?
Uh-huh.
What goes in GitBook?
And how do we keep them in sync?
Right.
This is starting to feel less overwhelming and more exciting.
It should be. It's about working smarter, not harder.
And using the right tools for the job.
Exactly.
I really like this idea of a hybrid approach. It's all about finding the right fit for your team.
And at the end of the day, that's what matters.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm really seeing how this Confluence GitBook team can work.
Yeah,
But can we get even more specifics? Can we walk through like a real example
absolutely.
where this hybrid approach would be super useful?
Okay, so let's say you're building this complex software platform
Okay.
with a really robust API,
Uh-huh.
and your internal team is constantly making changes.
Right. Adding new features, refining old ones.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
at the
right.
same time,
Yeah.
you're trying to get external developers to use your platform.
Okay.
So you need excellent API documentation.
To make it easy for them.
Exactly.
So you've got all this internal activity,
Uh-huh.
but you also need to present a polished face to the world.
Right.
Sounds like a perfect case for Confluence and GitBook.
It really is.
Okay, so walk me through it.
So your dev team is busy in Confluence,
Okay.
brainstorming, sharing code, documenting their progress.
All in real time.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they're linking their work to Jira tasks.
Keeping everyone informed.
Yes, total transparency.
So Confluence is like the engine room.
It is where all the action happens.
But how do we translate that into something useful for external developers?
Well, that's where GitBook takes over.
Okay.
While the team is working in Confluence,
Uh-huh.
they're also thinking about that API documentation.
Got it.
They might start structuring things with Markdown.
Even though Confluence's Markdown support isn't the best.
Right, it's just for laying the groundwork.
Okay, so they build the foundation in Confluence.
Exactly.
And then when it's ready for the public,
they move it over to GitBook.
and use GitBook's full Markdown power
Yes.
to create those beautiful documentation websites,
Code examples, diagrams.
even live API
The
calls.
whole 9 yards.
Wow. Now that's impressive.
And because GitBook integrates with Git,
Yeah.
developers can keep working on the documentation.
As they update the API.
Exactly, it all stays in sync.
So the documentation is always up to date.
Yes, a living, breathing ecosystem.
I love it.
It's a really powerful approach,
So Confluence is the internal hub,
right?
and GitBook is the public face,
Precisely.
working together in perfect harmony.
It's all about finding the right workflow
And using the right tools.
to meet your specific needs.
This has been really eye-opening.
I'm glad to hear it.
So to wrap things up,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to think outside the box.
Experiment with different tools.
Find what works best for you.
And don't limit yourself to just one approach.
Because sometimes the best solution is a hybrid one.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy documenting.